Welcome to Racing Across America on this Sunday morning. We'd like to thank Gulfstream Park for their sponsorship of this program and some of the other programming and events here at Capital OTB. Gulfstream Park, the championship meet, running now through Florida Derby weekend, March 31st.
Broadcasting live from the Capital OTB studios, this is Racing Across America with Seth Merrow.
Welcome to Racing Across America on this Sunday morning. We're going to do a little wrap-up of our trip down to Gulfstream Fountain of Youth Day. It was a really nice day. Nice big crowd, great racing. We had a lot of fun. It was a little bit overcast, but there was no precipitation or anything. And overcast may have been okay because it was also a little warm and sticky. If the sun was out, it might have been even a little hotter. So it was a great day weather-wise, a great day racing-wise, and as I say, a nice crowd as well. This morning, we'll kind of go over and recap after the stakes races, pop down to the winner's circle and grab comments from owners, jockeys, trainers, and more. So stay tuned for that as we will, again, recap our visit to Gulfstream Park for Fountain of Youth Day. Let's start it out going right to the stakes race, the McDermott Up. That was race number 7 on the card. Starting over, upset it for trainer Mike Maker, and we caught up with trainer Mike Maker after that upset victory.
Zayas gets started with starting over and they're at the top of the stretch. It's still main event. Castellano asks for another gear and he digs in. From the outside, King Max in between horses. Tawny Port, Anglophile loose for the drive. 16th to go. They're swarming in. Starting over the top. Anglophile, Tawny Port. Here's starting over.
Just, it seems like now as a 7-year-old, maybe he's becoming a marathon horse. What was the impetus to stretch him out in the Colonial race?
Speaking to Steve Spielman, that's what he wanted to try. Horse really hadn't had the opportunity. We tried it and worked out.
And as I say, it seems like now that's going to be the game plan. He's kind of elderly. He's getting a little older and becoming a marathon.
Correct.
And so you have any thoughts on what might be next?
I'm guessing we'll wait to the last one here. He ran well last time. I think a much deeper field. So see no reason to change unless I'm told.
Steve Bick on the handicapping show on Saturday morning talked a little bit about Pounce and the Here Comes the Bride, and it was Pounce for Mark Cassie. And in the winner's circle after the race, we got some comments on the victory from jockey Javier Castellano.
Crown Imperial's on her back and they're at the top of the stretch. It's Mystic Lake in front, but Ozara traveling well. Gaffleon shakes the reins at Ozara. She tries to overhaul Mystic Lake with Life's Inaudible and Crown Imperial. Late run from Pounce, who's rolling down the center. They come past the 16th pole. Ozara not finding under pressure. Pounce tries to reach Life's Inaudible. Life's Inaudible. Pounce got up.
A lot of speed in the race, and my goal was save the ground the first time, but he didn't break good out of the gate. I used my best shots in the first time, drop and save all the best ground as possible, because in my mind I had to lose ground in the tunnel for home, and he worked out great. Beautiful trip. The 7 horse or IRT come on a little bit. I had to hesitate a little bit before to go past, but go ask to encourage a little bit. He finished really well.
Did you come up with this sort of game plan, or did you talk to Mark about it at all?
They give me the green line. Basically, that's what exactly what he did. He told me it's not gonna be the same way you did it the last time. It's gonna be more spin the race. But you see your best shots, man. You are there, and that's the. I feel comfortable every time we ride for my car. He give me the green line, give me the best decision to make it out there. And hey, no matter what you have to do, you got to do your guy, and that worked out great today.
Again, it was a nice tout by our friend Steve Bick on the Saturday morning handicapping show. He said here at Gulfstream currently, you have to watch anything Michael Bo Yates sends out, and Vic nailed it. Horse that I had in my mix a little bit under, though, but it was Fiona's Magic getting it done 9-1 victory in the Devona Dale, and we caught up with trainer Mike Yates.
As they're off the turn on the stretch drive into Champagne, takes her shot now at Fiona's Magic. Leslie's Rose in tight toward the rail. They come past the 8th pole into Champagne, rouse forward to try to get Fiona's Magic, who's very game. Leslie's Rose with too much to do. Fiona's Magic turning back into Champagne. Fiona's Magic wins.
I didn't give Tyler specific instructions, just to ride the race how it comes up. Depends on how she broke and how the race unfolded leaving the gate. But I just wanted him to ride her and not worry about the rest of the horses.
When you saw where she was at, how she was traveling early?
I was thrilled when I saw her leave the chute and her ears were flopping. She was like, "Why are we going so slow today?" So she got the first quarter in, I think, 24 and change.
24 and 2,
yeah.
Did
So
you
I
have
was
it?
pretty happy to see that.
And did you have an idea that when horses came to her, she would have some
Yes.
grit?
Yes, I did.
So even at down the stretch there, we're not concerned?
Oh, I was concerned until they got to the wire. Actually, one jumped past the wire.
What was did your thought process change that a little bit when Jeff said why I scratched?
Not really. No, I mean, it's just she just needed to run her race, and she got an easy lead the first quarter of a mile, and the rest is history.
Give her a 2-turn shot now?
I'm sure at some point we'll do that.
And they're off in the Pegasus World Cup. They're off in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. And they're off in the Curlin Florida Derby. Forte wins. White Aborio almost home.
And Nyquist is still unbeaten. Orb and John Velasquez have won the Florida Derby.
Barbaro wins.
And there you have it. Northern Dancer will be the winner of the Florida Derby.
Sometimes it pays to go with the flow, to check your worries at the door, to reconnect with your crew, to follow the thrills and the flavor, to roll with it and see where it takes you, to enjoy every minute to its fullest, and to dance like there's no tomorrow. You can do that here at Rivers Casino and Resort Schenectady, where the good times flow.
In the very one stakes, it was our Callie Kim getting it done, owned by Averill Racing, and Rich Averill was in for the victory. So we caught up with the owner after the stakes win by our Callie Kim, talked a little bit about the name and the fact that actually up at Saratoga last summer, they tossed our Callie Kim off a layup in for a claiming tag. So I was interested in that because now she has become a bona fide stakes quality performer. So here he is, owner Rich Averill.
Sprint for home. Stacking and packing group. Who do you like here? Off the turn on the stretch drive, and here comes Cairo Consort off cover. Anatolian and charging down the center. Our Callie Kim. She's erupting with 1/8 of a mile to go. Our Callie Kim down the center for Gaffleon. In front and going away. Our Callie Kim for Worth and Averill to win by 3.
First question, name. I mean, the R is obvious with Averill, but where'd the Callie Kim come from?
Callie Kim come from somebody you probably know well, Duke Matisse's wife. So Kimberly, and then we were in California when we named her, and I said, let's go Callie, and she says, oh, can we add a L for my stepdaughter, Callie? So Callie's the stepdaughter, Kim is Kimberly from Laguna Beach. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Now talk a little bit about dangling this one out for a tag at Saratoga last year.
Yeah, I'm usually an aggressive guy, so we kind of talked about it. We want to win a race at Saratoga, and we didn't know she was going to get this good. She was off a year. She had double surgery. So, you never know how long that's going to last. And obviously she's come out of the surgeries, really well. And she's just, the going around the, mile and a half races, mile and 3/8, going around twice. It's just been night and day for her. She can relax, and she just has that huge kick at the end. She's got a few words to Brendan, but we've had such great success. So he's such a good guy. He's always reachable when you call him and talk to him, and he's just been, ever since the Saratoga race, her confidence, this filly's confidence, Mare's confidence is just sky high. Like she just thinks she's the best, and she is. And I just told Tyler, make sure you don't get stuck down on the inside this time. She doesn't like to be down there inside, and he rode her perfect, and we got a little bit of pace, and just happy for everybody. Everybody involved. We got a couple new people here that never been to the races, so it's a lot of pressure, but it worked out.
Gulfstream Park Mile was one of the better races of the day. It was a ding-dong finish. I like Steel Sunshine over Tumbarumba, and they're kind of getting a nice little rivalry going over the past couple of starts here at Gulfstream. Live, I thought Steel Sunshine had it. On the replay, I wasn't sure, but it wound up to be Steel Sunshine. And we talked with trainer Bobby DeBona after the race and the ding-dong finish, and he had a great reaction to how a race like this should appeal to racing fans. So here he is, trainer Bobby DeBona.
3/4, 110 flat. The leader is Tumbarumba. Miraculo back for a little bit more with the inside spot. Over the top, Steel Sunshine has had pace ahead of him. Now he's got a kick. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go. Steel Sunshine closing good ground on the outside. Tumbarumba's a tough foe, and he's trying to cling to him. Steel Sunshine, Tumbarumba, these two to the wire. Photo finish!
So we schooled a lot coming into this. He behaved himself and broke much forwardly placed. When I seen him that close, I had all the confidence, but Jesus, Brian's horse give me everything I wanted. So it was a hell of a race.
What was your angle when you saw that?
I don't know. I can't tell anything. And, I'm praying, and they're saying you got beat, and the other guy says you got it, and, got a little lucky today.
How big a win is this for him?
It's big. It's big for the breeder. It's big for me trying to, attract business. And, we got a strong percentage this season. And this really helped cap off the meet for us. And very excited.
Oh, yeah, it's only March 3rd.
I don't have too many like this.
Okay.
The horse has some experience, but it seems like still kind of a little bit of a work in progress.
Yeah, he's going to do what he wants. And we kind of understand him now. And, you got to kind of just be patient. And when you call on him, he gives it to you.
Yeah.
So it was exciting, very exciting.
It looks like maybe a little budding rivalry here. Just talk about the stretch run, because the replay came up everybody.
If you're a horse racing fan and you couldn't appreciate that race, that's what it's all about.
In the Canadian turf, Emmanuel came back this year for the repeat. He did it off a long layoff, caught up with trainer Todd Fletcher in the winner's circle afterwards, and talked about the big performance off the very long layoff for Emmanuel.
Emmanuel making a bold bid to try to go get the leader, Saratoga Flash. Ice Chocolat and Siege of Boston both closing good ground. They come past the 8th pole. Emmanuel has the lead. Siege of Boston between horses. Ice Chocolat on the outside. Emmanuel almost there. Emmanuel wins another Canadian turf.
What was your concern off the layoff?
Honestly, I wasn't too concerned because he'd been training so well. We had some really good breezes into him early in the race, the first quarter of a mile, so he's a little keen. So I was just hoping Irad could get him to settle. Once he got him to settle, I felt really good about it.
What was your overall impression of the race?
That was a big race off the layoff, yeah.
In the Honey Fox, it was Chili Flag for owner Michael Dubb and company. We caught up with owner Michael Dubb, talked a little bit about the win from Chili Flag, who's a European import, has raced here in the United States for a while. She just seems to be getting good right now, though. So we talked about that one, but also asked Michael Dubb about his thoughts as a prominent New York owner. Belmont Stakes at Saratoga. Here he is, owner Michael Dubb.
She was recommended to us by our agent in Europe, Nicholas, and brought her over here. When we got her, we thought she was nice. We didn't know how nice. She's getting better and better and better. And when I was talking to Irad, we owned another Euro called Uni, and she's got that kind of kick. So we think of Uni, that's what we hope to aspire to.
And what was your impression today?
having to give up all that ground on the turn and going that wide, I really didn't know if we could do it, particularly over this track, but I was thrilled. I mean, she had the kick. Irad told me he wasn't worried.
And I have one more question for you. As a prominent owner, New York owner up in Saratoga, what are your thoughts of Belmont at Saratoga this year?
Look, I think it's going to be astronomical. I think it's going to be an event, probably a precedent-setting event. It's great for the town, but it's even better for the industry. I think it'll bring a lot more attention to the Belmont being in Saratoga. I mean, I was told Naira sold out the entire plant on the first day. So onward and upward.
Haven't signed up for a Capital OTB account yet? Now's the time to take advantage of the sign-up bonus. Open up a new account with $200 or more, bet $400 by the end of the month, and receive a bonus $200 into your account. Plus, you can take advantage of everything an OTB account has to offer. Wagering from any device, live streaming, racing info, past performances, online promotions, and more. Sign up today and take advantage of the new account bonus. Details at capitalotb.com.
Come on.
I want sales reports on my desk by Monday.
Whoops. My bad.
Love racing? RTN brings you every live simulcast on your home television, plus live video streaming and race replays on your PC and mobile devices. To order, visit rtn.tv. RTN, a breed apart.
Capital OTB is now streaming live on Roku. The RTN Racing channel on Roku lets you watch OTB TV live through your Roku device or your Amazon Fire Stick, rather than being limited to computers and mobile devices, which means you can now watch OTB live wherever you are. Simply open Roku, scroll to find the RTN channel, then click on OTB TV. OTB TV on Roku. Try it now. Highlight of the afternoon, obviously, was the Fountain of Youth. Hopefully, horses coming out of it, headed to the Kentucky Derby eventually, but Florida Derby maybe in the meantime. And Dornoch got it done, the sibling to Mage. Unfortunately, Speakeasy was a late scratch, got a little bit loose in the post parade or as they were warming up, and as I understand it, had some lacerations and was subsequently scratched late. Locked was scratched early, so it wasn't quite the race it was shaping up to be in the morning, but it was a nice comeback performance for Dornoch, and we caught up with trainer Danny Gargan, got his thoughts on the performance, step number one on the 3-year-old trail.
It's a confident Luis Saez on big favorite Dornoch. He's inside a quarter of a mile from home and in front. Le Dambro fighting as hard as he can, trying to stick with him. 3 back to Frankie's Empire, and they're at the top of the stretch. It's Dornoch asked to finish the job at the inside. Le Dambro running his heart out, but he's back to second as Dornoch is too much horse. Dornoch clear with a 16th to go. The Fountain of Youth Stakes goes to Dornoch. Dornoch passes the seasonal debut test and wins.
I mean, we didn't want to be on the lead, but when the one horse scratch, he gets out there and he kind of plays around. You can see him with his ears the whole way, goofing off. I went down, I told Louis, just go ahead and go now. We had no choice. We really wanted to stop today, but it didn't work out that way. I mean, he won fine enough. Surely it's not, his fastest race, won't be his fastest race. But we didn't expect to win today. Just kind of played out that way. And I don't think he ran very hard. And he's just kind of playing around out there.
Stick around for the Florida Derby? Or?
We could run the Florida Derby. We could go to the Bluegrass. We're lucky enough now we can pick our spots. We had 60 points usually get you in. So now we're on cruise control. We'll figure out where we want to go next and try to enjoy this for a minute. Now we're in. We can rate him next time and feel comfortable about it if he doesn't win the next race. He can get a good education. When was the last horse that won the Bluegrass, won the Derby? It was Strike the Go. I worked for Nick Zito. So it's been a long time. It's okay to be third or fourth in one of these races and get a good education and go on and win the Derby or run in the Derby. So, we're just looking happy we're in a situation we know we're in, and now we can go forward and do what we need to do for the next race to educate him.
And finally, I caught up with owner Mike Rapoli in the stands and sat down with him for a couple of minutes because, I wanted a little update on Fierceness, who has worked a couple of times over the last couple of Fridays. So I wanted the thoughts on the works for Fierceness and a little update on him, and Mike gave me that. And also, I wanted to get Mike's thoughts on Agate Road, who I thought had the big performance a couple of weeks ago at Tampa Bay, big closing effort. So we talked fierceness in Agate Road. Also, owner Mike Rapoli brought Tom Brady to the racetrack on Saturday. And so I was curious if Mike was trying to get Tom Brady into the game to maybe own a few horses. So again, talked with Mike Rapoli about fierceness, Agate Road, and Tom Brady visiting the racetrack on Saturday.
Training really well. I mean, I was there actually this Friday, and he beat my other horse, Agate Road, pretty handily. And his last 2 works are really good. Todd was really happy with him. In fact, he was pretty upset that wondering how fierceness got beat. You know, considering he's working lights out. Johnny was on him yesterday and couldn't get a horse work any better. I mean, just worked really, really well and beat his workmate pretty handily. So he's training great. He's feeling great, and you know, should be good for the Florida Derby.
Well, you said, Todd, and it has to be you too, curious, and horse players as well. It's the weirdest resume going. What was your takeaway last night?
You know what? I mean, I've never to see a horse run those 2 numbers that he did in the second and in his first and third starts, and then run the other races. It was like Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, he's I really believe in the last race. He had a 3-month layoff. He got hit by 2 horses at the break. Johnny rushed him up and got him in good position, and then he kind of just flattened out a little bit. So I think who knows if it took the wind out of him a little bit. Hard to predict. But we know he's training great, and we're excited about the Florida Derby.
You mentioned Agate Road. I wanted to ask about that too, because my takeaway, I thought he ran great over at Tampa. What was your feeling of it?
Yeah, no, Todd and I were real happy with him. I mean, he needs more distance. Tampa's not the best come from behind track, so we'll look at maybe the Louisiana Derby or the Wood Memorial. We'll take a peek at either one, see how he's training, and pick a spot for him.
And finally, you had Tom Brady with you today. You going to pull him into the horse game? Get him to own a few?
I might get him to own a few, but I lost 2 races by a nose with him here, so I might have to send him home next time. That's and I told him it's like losing a Super Bowl by a field goal in the last seconds. It was pretty tough on both those losses, but we're gonna win 2 seconds and a 4th today, and I'm only okay.
So that wraps up our Fountain of Youth recap show. Hopefully you enjoyed our time down at Gulfstream Park as much as we did. Again, thanks to everybody here at Gulfstream for hosting us. The hospitality is always great. Dave Joseph, the guys in the press box, and we just ran into, as we came out here today, our TV guys, Dennis behind the camera, and Ben, and the folks upstairs in the control room here at Gulfstream. They're great as well. Everybody in the executive offices at Gulfstream, appreciate their hospitality and the invite, and giving us a great time down here at Gulfstream Park. Also, thanks to everybody at OTB who participated. Dan and Shannon were down here, Dino and Anthony up in the control room. And again, thanks to our president, John Signor, and the board of directors who make it possible to go on these road trips, which I know for a fact people enjoy, because not only when I get back will I hear it, but over the past 3 days being down here, it's always fun in Florida. A lot of snowbirds and a lot of, hey, capital OTB, and great you're here. And so I know the viewers enjoy it as much as we do, which is hard to believe because we had a really great time. So again, thanks for tuning in over the past few days from our coverage of Fountain of Youth weekend here at Gulfstream Park. Racing across America, handicapper support, and more right here on OTB. We'll be live from the studio in Albany midweek, so we'll see you. We'd like to thank Gulfstream Park for their sponsorship of this program and some of the other programming and events here at Capital OTB. Gulfstream Park, the championship meet, running now through Florida Derby weekend, March 31st.
You're watching OTB TV, a service of Capital Off-Track Betting.